All right. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey there, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Oh, the weather's changed a little bit. I love it.
I know, because it was so hot. I just sweat.
Well, I'm not going to complain about the heat because I hate the cold.
Oh, okay.
So I'm good with it all.
You're good with it all.
Yep.
Well, we are switching over.
Yes, we
I'm
are.
Alicia, and
I'm Gigi.
we're missing our little
Mama. We're missing our little. We're missing our little mama.
Mama Jen. Yep,
Yeah.
she has I haven't seen yet, and
Is that a dig?
oh no, not really. Maybe I could get a picture here and there. Maybe I can get to see a little picture. But we are so happy that that baby was born. And
Oh,
it's a precious
absolutely.
little thing, and she's a week old, I think, almost. Yeah, a week old today? Yes, no, Monday. Monday. Oh, look at that little thing. Oh, we got to see the baby. This is not a picture. So
She
this
looks
is,
like her mama. She looks like her mama.
Yeah.
She's
so
beautiful.
We're very excited. So we're excited. Virginia
Yes.
and I have worked together. Gigi, I go from Gigi to Virginia, and I always knew her as
It's
Virginia.
okay.
But so I flip flop on that, so you'll know I'm talking about the same person.
Okay.
So we're excited to talk about John, aren't we?
Yes, I always like John, the Book of John.
Oh,
You know,
I just sent my cousin a book that has the book of John because she didn't know where to start for this book that has commentary in it,
yeah.
the verses. So
Well, he's just he was very young, so he was excitable, and everything was new to him. So he took special care when he wrote about it, I think.
I know, and I love some of the facts about him. Do we want to throw some facts out about him before we kind of like talk
Sure.
about the beginning of his chapter?
Well, we know that he was the brother of James. James was his older brother, and as time never changes, you know, people get labeled, and he, instead of having a name, he was the younger brother of James, you know. When I was a girl, my sister and I were called the Clark girls. We didn't have names, or they'd say they're Clarky's girls, you know. So
because you're your last name.
yeah, that was my maiden name. So
Yeah.
things haven't changed. We put labels on people, you know, and what does God say? There's nothing new under the sun. You know, what goes around comes around.
I know.
So, yeah. So he was labeled the younger brother of James,
Yeah.
but he was also the son of Zebedee,
Yes.
and they were all fishermen. But from what I read, they weren't poor fishermen. No. From what I read, Zebedee obviously had some, I'm going to say wealth, but I
Yeah.
mean, don't mean he was.
Well-to-do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he had his own boats, and he, you know, they worked for him, and I'm sure, you know,
That's
he
usually
took
what
care of them.
sons do.
Yeah.
They work for their dads.
Yeah. But he had other people too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I read that too, that
Yeah.
you had there was some wealth. Yeah.
So, you know, so he came from a nice family, and
His mom's name was Salome.
that's right, and she
Yes.
was the
Yes,
sister
she
of
was.
Mary.
She was, and you know how I figured that out is when you start looking at the crucifixion and the women that followed Jesus and who was with Mary,
Right.
and it would talk about her sister Salome, and then it was the woman
Mm-hmm.
at the cross with, you know, and it makes a lot of sense that James and John were cousins to Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, all the little pieces and parts. That's
I
what
know
I
it.
love about the Bible is that the pieces and parts come together.
Yes. And sometimes we don't realize all that in the beginning, but as time goes on and we reread the
Yeah.
scriptures, we pick up little things that we didn't notice before. And that's nice to know that they were all related.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it makes sense about some of the things
Yeah.
that happened at the end of his life that happened. So it makes more sense. Relationships.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. Let's see, was there anything else I was going to share about them? Not really. He had a lot of trials too. John. in the midst of his
Well, he was
ministry.
young and he was impressionable.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just think that he kind of looked up to Jesus like a big brother.
Oh, yeah, I think so,
You know,
too. I
so,
think so, too.
and I think that's why he's so detailed, because
Mm-hmm.
everything was interesting, everything was new and exciting.
Yes. And he was an eyewitness, too,
Yes.
to it all, and that, we'll read that in chapter 1, because that's what we're going to just go through the book of John, chapter by chapter.
And yes, and it, because he was so faithful, I think, writing,
Yes.
he got to write Revelations.
Mm-hmm.
And, never understanding even what he was writing half the time, but he was chosen for that.
Right.
And I think that's exciting.
Yes. Yes, because he was also called I guess he named himself, and that's why sometimes I think, because in the beginning, I'm going to say way, way, way back, there was lots of discussion, because it is an anonymous book. It doesn't really say, my name is John, but his writings are very much like the other writings that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they had disciples that would, I think Jordan used the word scribe.
Mm-hmm.
You tell them, and then this person writes it down.
Right.
John the elder was another disciple of John, and so anyway, he was attributed completely to doing John. So, and he was an eyewitness to that. So he was called the beloved disciple, which is another word that we'll hear in different verses throughout the book of John. And I guess that's one reason why it made me think, because I don't know if we ever say, I'm the sweetheart of so and so. Or,
Yeah.
You don't say that about yourself. Somebody else would say it about you.
Right.
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 So, but he probably felt very close, being cousins, and there must have been a real big relationship there.
Well, we know
said.
he was part of the inner circle.
Yes, well,
You
he was
know.
the three.
And,
right?
yes.
Peter, James, and John.
Right.
Yep.
Jesus had his circle of friends, his disciples, but
Yes.
then he had the inner circle,
Yeah.
those that he counted on and confided in,
Yes.
and those that he knew were faithful,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the one thing I wanted to bring out is John gives an explanation of why he wrote this book,
Okay.
and it's found in John 20,
Okay.
31.
All right.
But these are written that you might believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that believing you might have life through his name. And that's his whole purpose for being so detailed and writing down everything
Yeah.
and paying close attention to people's feelings and people's circumstances.
Yeah.
He was very thorough. And like I said, he had a young mind. He could remember all this stuff,
Yes. Yeah, and I don't know, it's just kind of neat how he went about writing, and we can look at, we can see the signs of Jesus, signs that were done, and we see his glory shown in the midst of John. Then the revelations, and what was, and then there was rejection and also reception. So there was always kind of all of that. I mean, he covered the gamut. Don't you
Yes.
think?
Yes.
From beginning?
Yes.
Almost beginning. He didn't go to the beginning, but where he was born, but,
No,
no, but he didn't need to, right?
no,
Because we
no.
wanted to hear about the part that meant and talks about how we can have a relationship with Jesus.
Absolutely.
Just like he did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So maybe we better get started.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, and I love this part because there was, what, don't you love it when you get I'm going to use the word revelation. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's the right word, or an aha,
Yeah.
or a nugget, and this was a long time ago. It kind of stuck at me, and last year in Vacation Bible School, we had to talk to the kids about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And we had, we used John. That was part of the verses that we used, and it was like, in the beginning was the Word,
Mm-hmm.
and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. All things were created through him, and apart from him, not one thing was created that has been created.
Mm.
Let's stop right there, if that's okay, just to say something.
Sure.
Because it was really kind of cool. If you go back to Genesis, if we were to step back to Genesis, like in the very beginning, Genesis 1, and this is where I took the kids last year in Vacation Bible School because I wanted them to see it, that he was with God. Jesus, they were one and all together. Let's see if I can, did I put my verse here? Let's see. Then, okay, I'm going to go just the very beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness covered the surface of the watery depths, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. So that's really cool. Here you got God, and then you got the Spirit hovering, right?
Right.
Then God said, let there be light.
Mm-hmm.
And there was light. God, in everything he goes to do, he says, then God said. Then God said.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's connecting
All three.
all three.
Yes.
Yes, and I love
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And it took me many, many years to connect that. How do we do that? I mean, why does it take so long sometimes? It's just not our time to be revealed
Right.
to us, right?
It's not our time to understand it all.
Understand it all. But I wanted to share that because I thought that was so cool. So it kind of connects.
Yes.
So, okay, so let's do the next part. You want to read those verses? In 4. Start with 4.
Okay. In him was life, and life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. That same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. Did you want to go that far?
We can, because he's talking about the light. We can. We don't have to, but Jesus is the light, right?
Jesus is the light, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. But we had to have somebody come before that
Yes.
to share. Like, I'm trying to think of a situation where you would have somebody, how they ring the bell, so-and-so's coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Or somebody announces, you're at a ball and somebody announces that Mr. and Mrs. Peter, whoever, are entering the.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what this next John is, because we're not talking about John there, are we?
No.
We're talking about.
No. Because it says next that he was not the light, but he was sent to bear witness of that light.
That's right.
That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came to his own, and his own received him not.
Yeah.
So, John came before, John the Baptist we're
John
talking
the
about.
Baptist, that's right.
And so he was to make way for Jesus.
And he did in the very beginning. Remember, if we could go back, I don't know what verse it is, but if we could go back to when Mary went to talk to her cousin Elizabeth, and remember John
Leaped.
I love that. Don't you love that?
I do love that.
Because he's here, and then again, and he does it as a man, right?
Yeah.
He's telling people about him.
Yeah.
So I think, Did you have anything in those verses that were part of that same, before we get down to talking about John, more about John?
Well, they said that John spent, 40 years in the wilderness, didn't he? Yeah.
Yes.
40 years in the wilderness. But that was his time where he was being prepared, I think. Mm-hmm. He knew his calling somehow. It was revealed to him, his calling. And when he spent that time, I think it was him and Jesus alone in the wilderness all those years, and he was being prepped for his job.
What he was supposed to do. And many, one of the things I've read before too is Christians went to they went into the sort of like the wilderness or into the woods, or because a lot of times you'll read that they were at a water, they were by the water. You know what I mean? So they weren't out in a public, they weren't in a tabernacle, they weren't in a church, they weren't in the open, they were in and near.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, you know, I mean, he was being led. I think he knew exactly what the end was going to be.
For him or
For him.
For him.
Yeah. I think that 40 years of spending with God.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't hear anything about his relationship with his parents or anything like that.
I know one of the things I read
It's kind of iffy.
Yes, is he grew up in the wilderness.
Yeah.
So
it's possible they died
he may have
when
been,
he was
yeah,
young.
Right.
So what? He just, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, his life was not easy.
No.
And the worst was yet to come.
Yes, I know. So I want to go back to verse 14 because we talked about the Word, and the Word is Jesus, right? And so on verse 14, chapter 1, it says, "The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. We observed his glory, the glory as the one and only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth." And then we go into John testifying concerning him and exclaimed. I love that part. Can you imagine all of a sudden you see who it is and you've been telling about it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and talking to them
Mm-hmm.
and baptizing them because they do believe. You know, they haven't seen him yet, but they do believe. So he was baptizing.
Yeah. Well, that was his mission, so he was
Doing what
gun
he was
ho.
supposed to, wasn't he?
He was going
Yes.
gun ho, and he
So,
was doing it.
That's right.
And he comes after me, and he's preferred before me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he was a very humble person.
So I want to, I don't know what else we can say about John the Baptist, but I think there's probably some more verses that we can take a look at in chapter 1. So before we go on with that, I want to wrap something up with John. And this is in a book that I have that kind of, he tells us, you know, he's telling us all this stuff about Jesus, you know, being the beginning, him and God were the same, they had all that together. And this was kind of one of the things I found. I had to really hunt. This is a book on John. It's a 90 days devotional by Beth Moore. And I thought this was kind of very relevant because in the book of John, he does this. Jesus offered a lot of life. John took him up on it. Jesus shed a lot of light. John chose to walk in it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus revealed a lot of glory. John chose to behold it. Jesus delivered a lot of truth. John believed it. Jesus shed a lot of blood. John felt covered by it. Jesus lavished a lot of love. John received it. Jesus is full of everything we could ever need or desire.
Amen.
Yes. And we could almost put our names in it, right? We could put
Yes.
our names in that.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, that was good.
yeah, so we're going to close with that
Okay.
and see what we have for on
Okay.
John and John the Baptist.
All righty.
See you later.
Bye-bye.